We're going to look at QS here on the weekly chart. Now, the first thing that kind of stands out to us as we're looking at this chart is going to be this volume right here. So we put a trend line in here on our volume. You can see that it's basically just been decreasing ever since that early October pop that we had in here. So you actually had two pops about 4 weeks ago and 3 weeks ago with two green candles in here. But if you notice, the volume didn't really come with it, right? So compared to where we were, our volume is a little bit below that. And then it looks like last week and then this week, we're going to continue to have below average volume. So we're going to see how much weight these red candles are going to carry. If we get a little bit of pop in the red volume here, then obviously this is going to draw down. But it looks like we are kind of setting up shop and we're riding that 9-day EMA in here. That's currently trading at 1512. So that's going to be kind of our worst case in here to the downside. Now, as far as our current where we're trading at, well, right now we're down around 40 cents on the day from yesterday's trading session, 1589, 1591. That's kind of where we're at in here. If we do go to the upside in here, obviously 16 is going to be a big level, but anything to kind of long term to the upside is going to be the 1788. And then above there, you're looking at 2035, but you can go to 16 and a half if you kind of want to tighten that up. And then on the downside, obviously it's going to be this 1512, but anything below there, you're going to be looking down here to kind of no man's land, right? Until you get to this 1242. So it's going to be interesting to see how this volume interacts with this weekly chart, because you can see, even though volume did decrease, we had these two green weeks in here where we actually popped, right? So we basically opened here about 15 and a half, and we popped to about these mid 18s, almost 19 up in here. So that is something to kind of keep in mind. So I had a little bit of below average volume from what we were, but we still had a nice little run in here. So kind of keep that in mind. Watch the divergence between the volume and then how big the candles are and how much they're moving. Just kind of keeping track of that and taking a mental note as we're watching all this price action happen. Your RSI overall is sitting at 63, so it is a little bit to the overbought side, but we've been here before and we still had plenty of moves to the upside. So you can see right here, we were basically sitting at 68, and then yet we still had about 2 months worth of movement in here to the upside. So you can see that doesn't really bother us too much in here for QS. That's just because of volatility spikes in here just a little bit. It's such a cheap stock that everybody kind of jumps on it, right? So it doesn't really affect anything too much. So hopefully we can get a little volatility to the upside. If not, it looks like a little bounce off that 1512 may need to happen once more throughout between now and the end of the week. But if not, we will kind of see what happens, and probably a little chop for the next couple days in here until we get a bigger move to the upside. Right around $1.22 expect move priced in by this Friday. IV rank is sitting at 61, $2.30 by next Friday. So we're going to see what happens between now and then. We're going to keep an eye on this volume for sure, and hopefully we can get a spike on our volume back up in here, and then that will give us better direction, and it'll actually give us some conviction behind these moves as well. When we have low volume in a move, we kind of have to be skeptical of that, right? But we have a lot of volume, especially if we're watching our net flow. So if you guys are watching our Discord, we're always putting in there the overall net flow, where the premiums are, open interest volume, etc. We got all that information in there for you guys. So that's why we're always looking at that, because we care about what the options and what the underlying or what people are saying derivative wise in that particular underlying. So that is what we're looking at overall in QS. We're going to see what happens between now and the end of the week. 1512, that's kind of like our line in the sand to the downside in here. To the upside, 1788, but we can cut it off at 16.5. We want to tighten it up between now and then. All right, guys, if you like this video, make sure to check us out on all of our social media. We also have a Discord service if you are interested, and you can find all of our socials in the description below.